Welcome to Religion Unpacked.
The real King Solomon, wisdom, demons, and magic.
In history, there are kings and there are legends, but then there is Solomon.
To billions of Christians and Jews, he is the wisest man who ever lived, the builder of the Holy Temple, the author of Proverbs. To Muslims, he is Suleiman, a powerful prophet who could command the wind and talk to animals.
But there is a third version of Solomon, a version hidden in dusty scrolls and forbidden grimoires.
In this shadow history, Solomon is not just a king, he is the greatest sorcerer of the ancient world.
He is the master of demons, the wielder of a magic ring, and a man who enslaved the spirits of darkness to build the house of God.
How did the Bible's wisest king become the occult's most famous magician? And did a glorious empire of Solomon actually exist, or was he merely a tribal chieftain in the hill country?
Today, we are digging for the truth behind the gold and the myths.
We will unlock the secrets of the Key of Solomon, the mystery of the Shamir worm, and the real history of Israel's golden age.
The Bible paints a picture of unimaginable luxury.
1 Kings describes Solomon's reign as a time when silver was as common in Jerusalem as stones. He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. He received 666 talents of gold a year in tribute.
He was a diplomat, a botanist, a poet, and a judge.
The famous story of the two women fighting over a baby, where Solomon suggests cutting the child in half to reveal the true mother, is the ultimate example of his psychological insight. But his greatest achievement was the first temple, a house for the Ark of the Covenant, lined with cedar and pure gold. But when modern archaeologists took their shovels to Jerusalem, they hit a problem. For a king who supposedly ruled a massive empire from the Euphrates to Egypt, the physical evidence is shockingly scarce. In the 10th century BC, the time Solomon would have lived, Jerusalem appears to have been a small, modest village, not a golden metropolis. Scholars like Israel Finkelstein argue that the united monarchy is a myth created centuries later to glorify Israel's past. They say Solomon was likely a local warlord, a chieftain of a small hill tribe whose wealth was exaggerated by later writers. However, not everyone agrees. Discoveries at places like Timna, ancient copper mines, show a sophisticated industrial society dating exactly to Solomon's time. And the discovery of the six-chambered gates at Megiddo, Hazor, and Gezer suggests the central government was indeed planning massive construction projects. So, while the gold might have been exaggerated, the man likely existed. But if history struggles to find the king, legend has no trouble finding the magician. About 1,000 years after Solomon died, a text appeared that changed everything. It is called the Testament of Solomon. This is not in the Bible, it is a pseudepigrapha, a text written by someone else claiming to be Solomon. It tells a bizarre and terrifying story.
It begins with Solomon noticing that his favorite workman boy is getting thin and weak.
The boy reveals that a demon comes to him every night, steals his food, and sucks the thumb of his right hand.
Solomon prays to God for help. In response, the Archangel Michael descends from heaven.
Michael gives Solomon a small ring with a seal engraved on a stone.
This is the legendary Seal of Solomon.
With this ring, Solomon has the power to bind, imprison, and command all the demons of the underworld. He summons the demon tormenting the boy, a spirit named Orneus, and enslaves him using the ring.
But he doesn't stop there. Solomon goes on a rampage, capturing Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and dozens of other spirits.
He forces them to reveal their names, their astrological signs, and, most importantly, the cures for the diseases they cause.
This text became the foundation of Western ceremonial magic.
If you have ever seen a movie with pentagrams and summoning circles, it traces its roots back to this legend of Solomon. The most fascinating part of the legend is why he enslaved them.
He didn't use them for war, he used them for construction.
The Bible says that the temple was built of stone, but no hammer, chisel, or any iron tool was heard at the temple site while it was being built. For ancient rabbis, this was a puzzle. How do you cut massive stones without iron tools? The answer, according to Jewish folklore, was a creature called the Shamir.
The Shamir was a worm, or perhaps a radioactive substance, about the size of a barleycorn.
It had the power to cut through the hardest stone simply by resting on it. But Solomon didn't know where the Shamir was, so he captured the demon prince Asmodeus. He chained Asmodeus and forced him to reveal the location of the Shamir. With the demon's knowledge and the worm's power, Solomon built the house of God without lifting a single iron axe. It is a profound paradox. The holiest building on earth was built with the help of the darkest forces of hell.
This idea of Solomon, the magician, traveled the world.
In the Quran, the prophet Suleiman commands the wind to transport his throne. He has an army made of men, birds, and jinn, genies.
When Suleiman died, the jinn didn't know it.
He died standing up, leaning on his staff, watching them work.
The jinn continued to slave away in fear for months, until a termite ate through the staff, and the great king's body finally fell to the ground. Only then did the demons realize they were free.
But all power comes with a price.
Even in the Bible, Solomon's story ends in tragedy. His wisdom failed him. His hundreds of foreign wives turned his heart toward other gods, Moloch and Ashtoreth.
The king who built the temple ended his life bowing to idols. The legends say that because he dabbled with demons, he eventually lost his throne to Asmodeus for a time, wandering the world as a beggar to learn humility. So, who is the real Solomon?
Is he the modest tribal chieftain of archaeology? Is he the brilliant philosopher of Proverbs? Or is he the master magician who bound the spirits of the air?
Perhaps he is all of them. Solomon represents the ultimate human potential, the ability to understand the mysteries of the universe, from the structure of a flower to the nature of evil. But he also represents the ultimate human danger, the hubris of thinking we can control forces that are bigger than us.
Whether through gold, wisdom, or magic, Solomon tried to grasp it all.
And in the end, as he wrote in Ecclesiastes, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Even the wisest man who ever lived could not outsmart his own mortality. And that is the complex truth of King Solomon, unpacked.
Thank you for watching Religion Unpacked. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a new upload.